Hey guys, Greg here from Ballistic Barbecue, cooking another video for Primo ceramic grills. You know, Independence Day is quickly advancing on us, and I was thinking to myself, pork spare ribs. We're going to do pork spare ribs on the Oval XL, along with a homemade barbecue sauce and a rub. Let's get going. All right, what we have here are 4 really nice racks of spare ribs. They've been trimmed St. Louis style. What we need to do though is remove the membrane. I've already done these 3, so I'm going to show you how I do this. Just basically take a butter knife or whatever, some people use a screwdriver, just kind of get underneath that membrane, lift it up, and I like to stick my pinky under there, little finger, just kind of work it over to the edge. Like so. Gets a little slippery, so we're going to take a paper towel and grab that and just tear it off. Like so. You notice we've got a little excess fat here. We're going to trim that off. Now they've already taken and cut this flap off, but there's still just a little bit of trimming that needs to be done. Looks pretty good here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and apply our dry rub. All right, this is just a really basic dry rub that I made. Here's the recipe. Basically, all you need to do is take all these dry ingredients, throw them in a bowl, mix them up really good, and you're good to go. We're going to apply this liberally to both sides of the ribs. All right, so as you can see, the ribs have been fully coated with that rub. What we need to do now is allow the moisture from those ribs to sweat through that rub. It's going to help break down the sugars and the salts, also help the seasoning penetrate the meat. While we're waiting for that to happen, let's go ahead and make up the sauce. All right, now this sauce is going to be somewhat interesting in that it contains ginger beer. I have here a 12-ounce can of ginger beer. Pour into the pot. Now you can use pretty much any type of juice or alcohol if you would want to substitute. I have here 1 tablespoon of coriander seed. This is 2 bay leaves that I've crushed. They're dried. Throw those in there. 2 teaspoons dried minced onion. 2 teaspoons dried minced garlic. Pinch of crushed red peppers. You can increase or decrease the heat as you need. 1.5 teaspoons of dried ground allspice, tablespoon dried ground mustard, 1 tablespoon of celery seed, nice pinch of salt. So what I'm going to do is bring this up to a boil, and what I want is those dried seeds and herbs, spices to get softened, to start letting off their goodness into this liquid. Then we'll get on to the next process. All right, moving on to the next step, we have here 1.5 cups of ketchup, 1/4 cup of chili sauce, 1/4 cup of turbinado sugar, 1/4 cup of honey, 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Just going to mix these ingredients up. All right, I've brought the sauce up to a boil. I have here 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Drop that in there. Stir it in. I'm going to go ahead and reduce this to a simmer and just allow the sauce to come to the consistency that I'm looking for. All right, guys. So I got my Primo preheated to 230 degrees. Now I have the ceramic heat deflectors in place, covered it with a little foil just to minimize the cleanup. I also have a couple chunks of applewood in there just to provide some smoke. And I'm going to be using the rib rack. Lid closed. So my plan is to run the cooker at 230 degrees for the first hour. Right now my focus is simply getting smoke into the meat. After that first hour, I'm going to open up the dampers a little bit, bring that temperature up to 250, And I will also start spraying the ribs with a little of that ginger beer every 20 minutes, just to add a little moisture and also to kind of incorporate some of that flavor. I didn't mention this, by the way, but that ginger beer is non-alcoholic. It's not an alcoholic beverage, but it tastes kind of like a cross between like a sarsaparilla and a ginger ale. Really good stuff. Has a nice little bite to it. So again, every 20 minutes I'll be spraying this. I'm looking at this cook lasting 4.5 to 5 hours. See you in a bit. All right, you probably noticed the white smoke coming from the cooker when I closed the lid. Now this is caused by the wood, and you do not want white smoke. It causes a bitter flavor. In order to get rid of that, I simply opened the bottom damper all the way, left it open until that white smoke turned to a clear blue, and then I just simply closed it incrementally to get that desired temperature. As you can see, I now have a nice clear blue smoke. All right guys, so it's been just under 4 hours. Tested the ribs for tenderness just a little while ago, and they're close to being done. What I did was I inserted a meat probe into the meat, went in very smoothly, came out very smoothly. So they're getting close. I'm guessing another 20 minutes or so. We have a couple choices at this time. I can spray them with the ginger beer, close the lid, 20 minutes later they're done, and we can serve the sauce on the side. Personally, I like to have the sauce kind of heated up. It makes it a little bit more sticky. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. We're going to glaze them. All right, it's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get this back on the cooker. All right, so we're looking at about another 20 minutes. See you in a bit. All right, guys, so another 20 minutes has passed, and we are done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these off the grill, and I'll meet you inside. All right, so I've allowed the ribs to rest a little bit. I'm ready to eat. Let's give these guys a try. Just beautiful. Look at the color on these. I'm digging it. Nice little smoke ring. Very, very, very juicy. That barbecue sauce has just the right amount of heat, a little bit of tang going on. Very happy. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by the Primo Ceramic Grills channel. If you like what you see, do me a favor, hit subscribe. Also, I wouldn't mind if you go check out Ballistic Barbecue, see what I'm doing over there. Anyway, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.